voice acting in video games, something that not all games have, but nowadays most games tend to have voice acting of some sort. May not be in all languages. Hell, a lot of times nowadays it doesn't only be in either one language or two languages depending on the title. It's one of those things that people don't really bring up, but that's more for later. It's also an aspect of voice acting that generally people wish the voices to be consistent, that you have a character voiced by a certain actor, unless the actor does something very bad, people will generally want the cast to remain the same. I just want to talk about voice acting since it's also kind of a hot button topic since the new Pokemon ZA game came out and people got mad as I have voice acting. So we want to talk about that whole entire topic. Now I will be primarily focusing on English voice acting since that's the only language I'm fluent in, but I do want to give a shout out specifically to the game Heavy Rain, and when it comes to the Spanish voice actor for Ethan in that game. Heavy Rain's English performances usually get joked upon because of how goofy it has a sound, whether it be certain lines that stand out, or because some of the actors are trying to hide their accents, trying to do more of a American voice, but just makes them sound very weird. Like one of the obvious go-to ones is Ethan Mars, who's played by Pascal Langdale and modeled after him, when he has to shout stuff like Jason or Sean.
Jason! 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 Sean! Sean! Sean!
That became huge memes. But I prefer the Spanish voice actor, who apparently does not have their name listed anywhere. I keep checking and nobody actually knows, but the way they say Sean is just infinitely better, and I'm shocked this pronunciation of Sean didn't become a meme in itself.
Town! Town! Sound!
With the Spanish dub in Heavy Rain. So I didn't want to give a shout out as someone please tell me who's the voice credits for everyone in the Spanish dub Heavy Rain, because I swear everyone lists every single voice actor except for Spanish ones. Another interesting case is the Siren series, where you have Siren on PS2, where they only had an English dub with blatantly characters I believe that had like more European accents voicing the characters despite the Japanese town setting.
Why? Oh my god! He's coming! Ah!
What is this place? Where are we? I just don't get it. What's going on?
I told you to wait in the car.
But what's happening? What is this? Why is this happening?
This is exactly why I told you not to come.
Professor...
And then there was Siren on PS3 that then decided to have this mix where, okay, we'll have these American characters who speak English, or some of them will also know some Japanese, but then we'll have these Japanese characters who will also know some English so they can communicate when one language isn't enough.
Help! A woman got stabbed! Tasukete! Hito ga shinda! Hey!
念のために確認しないとな。人間だと思って助けたら怪物だったなんて全く笑え。
Do I look like a monster? Are you crazy?
Again, my apologies. But this is a matter of life and death, after all.
It was an interesting aspect when it comes to voice acting, and they would do that kind of thing, where it's just like, okay, what if now we had a mix, where now here's a character who speaks English, gonna speak Japanese for a bit because, oh, maybe this person doesn't understand them, and vice versa. It's a unique aspect of way of using voice acting in a game in order to enhance the setting in which the game takes place in. It's one of the ones that we see people bring up, mostly because not many people know about the Siren PS3 game at all, let alone the second one that I believe was Europe and Japan only. Another interesting aspect would be back when licensed movie games were a thing, the fact they make it a big selling point if they actually manage to get actors from the film to reprise their roles. I get why there's a big selling point since it's a game based on the movie, but it's also the fact that, you know, trying to get the actor in the recording booth will probably be incredibly expensive and everything, considering they're supposed to be a big celebrity. And there are cases where people do celebrate and enjoy having that, but in those cases where you can tell the actor isn't a voice actor, so they don't sound that good. Like, pretty much people love, like, the original Spider-Man 2 game based on the film.
Oh no, Dr. Connor's class. I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. It's gonna kill me. Dr. Connors!
Peter!
I'm sorry for missing class. I was on my way, but...
Peter, I don't want to hear excuses. You have a keen scientific mind, but your grades are slipping. You miss class half the time, and when you do show up, you're asleep in your seat.
Yes, Dr. Connors.
Tobey Maguire's performance in that game does not sound good at all. I believe he did get better with Spider-Man 3, along with also trying to bring back more of the movie cast. But when I think of a character who's to get reprised by their movie actor, I think of the Hulk 2003 game and how Eric Bana had to reprise his role as Bruce Banner in that game. And I've never seen the film, so I may not be one to actually comment how his performance is in the film between the game. But even as a kid, I just did like the performance of Bruce Banner in that game, with one of the lines in the game towards the end being a line that stuck with me ever since I played that game.
This isn't your power. It's my curse, and I'm taking it back.
Kind of thing. Also, the fact that when it comes to the monologues Bruce would have during stealth levels, just the fact that they got Eric Bana to do these little monologue bits to himself in order to remind myself of what's going on, or just give his own 2-cent situation.
I have never seen eye to eye. We haven't spoken in over 10 years, and somehow he managed to find me. A wanted man on the run. He's desperate for something. So am I.
It is a very cool thing, but something people want to have, that you're doing an adaptation, not just films, even if it should be a show or an anime or whatever. People do want to have the voice cast from the property reprise their role for the game to keep it consistent, although there are many cases where they'll instead get someone who maybe more professional voice actor, like the Amazing Spider-Man games, replace, instead of getting freaking Andrew Garfield, they instead got like Sam Riegel to play Peter Parker and Spider-Man instead, kind of thing. I don't know what because of maybe Sam Riegel was just better fits, his voice actor, or maybe because they didn't want to pay Andrew Garfield. I don't know, but it's one of those things where they'll generally get someone else to voice the character when it comes to an adaptation to a game.
Hey! Get me down! Come on, get me down from here!
Quiet! Let me see your hands.
See?
Huh. It's your lucky night. You're not the guy I'm after. Unless you had a tattoo removed.
No, man, no. I'm afraid of needles. And heights. So how about let me down, huh?
Relax, you're fine.
What?
Until the webbing dissolves. But, you know, the cops will find you by then.
Please, what do you
Probably.
want?
Then there are other cases why a voice actor may get swapped out, with the one that bugged me when I was a kid being when Infamous 1 and 2 changed the voice actor for the main character, Cole McGrath, which at the time, not knowing the reason, with Infamous 1 having Cole being played by Jason Cottle, who had more of a raspier, deeper voice.
Cole, you there?
Hey, babe.
You hear they dropped some food?
Yeah, Zeke and me are heading over there.
How are you feeling?
All right, I guess. Powers are all over the place. It used to be I could barely power a light bulb. Now I'm jumping off of buildings, frying the junk on Zeke's roof.
You jumped off a building. What were you thinking?
Relax. I'm fine.
Just take it easy. After what happened to Amy, I couldn't...
Yeah,
See you guys at Archer Square. I love you.
you too.
Therefore, I've seen some people didn't like because I felt like he didn't have big emotional range, or they didn't like it because he always sounded too much like a villain, even though I imagine hero characters as well having a more gruff and serious voice. Maybe that's just me. But the actual reason is because they needed to also get an actor who could do motion capture, starting with Infamous 2. So the character was recasted with Eric Layden as the new actor for Cole and the motion capture actor for Cole, and that was the reason. With a lot of people preferring Eric Layden, especially how much more emotional his performance is.
This is gonna be a short-term visit, man. We're just gonna get in, I'm gonna get some new powers, and then we're gonna come right back.
Come on, man, you deserve to relax. We're going to New Marais.
Hey, I need to be back here and ready when it shows up, Zeke.
Trust.
No. No, no. No.
But if people don't like Jason Cuddle's voice because he sounded too villainous, then to me, Eric Layden's voice sounds too heroic and goofball-y. Even though I like both voice actors, they do a great job, but at the time, I was more with pet peeves that as a kid, like, I didn't like the idea of switching the voice actor, but nowadays I know why they did it, and it makes sense. That was my pet peeve of everything. Although even when Infamous 2 was presented, some people had the issue that they also initially tried to change Cole's design, but that's a whole different topic. But yeah, it was Jason Cuddle from Infamous 1 sounds too villainous, then Eric Layden from Infamous 2 sounds too heroic to me, which, granted, I know for most people, a character sounding too heroic isn't a negative for people because, oh, why would I be the hero now? I'm sorry, I'm playing a game, I can be a supervillain. Let me be a supervillain! Major case where people got upset at voice cast being entirely removed and changed is easily going to the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, where the entire voice cast were just completely recasted, with Square Enix giving multiple reasons, none of which hold up. Like saying, because they wanted a younger cast, it's voice acting, they're fine. Or, it's because we want to be different for the remake series, we'll bring back the old cast for non-remake projects. And then they didn't bring them back for Crisis Core Reunion, so clearly another thing that just doesn't make sense. The most logical answer given is because the older cast were instead union actors, so Square Enix probably didn't want to deal with that. But it sucks, especially when it comes to the direction of Cloud in the remake, where many people for years didn't really like Steve Burton's performance as Cloud, but that was because he was basically told by the localizers and Square Enix to make Cloud sound as emotionless as possible, because that was the kind of Cloud they wanted to portray.
Do what you want. Do I feel sorry for you? Come what may, I'm ready. Let's just get this over with. I don't have time for you. I'm gonna do whatever I can. I'm gonna win. Don't you care? What do you want with me? Guess I have to. Not interested.
While Cody Christian's version of Cloud in the remake series gets to have more emotional beats and more goofiness than Cloud used to have, even to the point where Cloud does things that are blatantly out of character.
Hopefully they make us more money than this place, and it's easy money too. We bring new filters, collect the old ones, and get paid. What?
Give me a break. I'm not a salesman. I'm a soldier. Ex-soldier boy.
It's over!
That's my line. Get help.
That went pretty well.
Sure did.
Huh? Wait a minute. Cup, and that dress?
Nailed it. I know. Thank you. Moving on.
But it just sucks that his legacy is people may not like his performance, but wasn't exactly his fault. But the new project did also give us stuff like John Eric Bentley as Baron as well, which was fantastic.
Sorry, I'm buried. Marlene's my little girl. Marlene, she's got short hair. She's cute as a button, with the heart of an angel. She was wearing, pink. She was wearing a pink dress today.
Upstairs.
Huh? Oh.
I said she's sleeping.
But they also have weird voice directions like Tyler Hoechlin, I'm sure I said that right, as Sephiroth in Remake Project, who just keeps giving Cloud the ASMR and needs to chill the F back.
Your end is nigh. Shall I sever your fate? I've been waiting for this. Defy me. Say your goodbyes. Fall. Oh, the memories. Do you dream of me? Writhe for me. Beg for forgiveness. Enjoy it.
Or Brianna Wyatt's Aerith, a lot of people also enjoy. I can say one thing. She successfully adds the sass to Aerith's dialogue when it came to Final Fantasy VII. In fact, she's so good at adding Aerith's sass and freaking aspect, it makes me start disliking Aerith when voiced because Brianna Wyatt does a great job of voicing her. Does so great that Aerith's dialogue now actually annoys the shit out of me.
Come on, Cloud! Get into it! Yoo-hoo, Cloud! Hello?
Please don't. Not a word.
Not even one?
No!
But you're so pretty! My hero.
Never a dull moment with you.
That a compliment?
Not really.
Thanks anyway. You jerk! I thought I told you not to leave your room. Now get back in there.
Okay.
Waiting.
Why?
Because I'm not sick of you yet.
Now, one thing I see people try to say when it comes to the Remake Project's casting is the idea that they recasted the characters to quote-unquote get celebrity actors. That never made any sense considering how, one, a bunch of the characters in this dub are not celebrities, and two, the original English voice of Sephiroth was effing Lance Bass.
Ha! Hoo! Close. Ya! Ha! Ta! Hoo! Sa! Oh! Hoo! Ah! Oh! Ah! Dodge this! On guard! Meet your fate! Rah!
Prepare to fall. Out of my way. I tired this. It ends here. Over here.
And he only got to voice Sephiroth in the Kingdom Hearts 1 and never again. Are you high? Mina Savari voiced Aerith in the Kingdom Hearts games.
You mean you don't want me there when you go away again? See? You don't look so sure. Well, okay, I understand. Go, get things settled.
Huh?
They already had celebrities beforehand, but clearly they've tried to do things differently again with the new voice cast, so, like I said, although another reason that this irks people is because it's only happened with the English performers. The Japanese dub got to keep their actors since the beginning and everything, even though Cloud's Japanese VA has had some controversy and everything, but like Takahiro Sakurai has had some controversy in recent years, but as far as we know, they are still voicing Cloud, so like, it's one of those things that people would have preferred the consistency, even if a lot of people do also like the new Remake Project cast themselves as well. Another recent one people got all up in arms about was also Persona 3 Reload, when they also completely changed their English voice cast, but also kept the majority of the old voice actors, but playing more side roles. And the one, well, not sure it's the one, but one who you generally see get a lot of hate is Alejandro Saab, who played Akihiko from Persona 3 Reload.
Alright, done.
Huh? Akihiko, you're drenched in sweat and that heavy breathing. Are you sure you're...
I'm fine. I've just been squatting over my chair this whole time. For a long time, all I cared about was having the power to protect others. And I thought being hard on myself and competing with others was the only way I was...
I mean, my response to the change of voice cast was one, why? And then two, okay, let me see the voice roles of the actors. Whereas for Alejandro, I was like, oh, he plays Jed in Stranger Paradise.
Jack, I'm so happy. As long as you're around, I'm sure it'll be fine. Just tell me what you need me to do. Oh, right. Sorry. Shut up.
But if I become a warrior of light, why would I come back?
Alright, it's an interesting choice. And also, Octopath Traveler 2, he played Oswald.
I'll run you through. For every action, there's a reaction. No more games. I will defend what's mine. I'll take you on. Brand the Thunderblade! I need you! I call down the light. May your wounds be healed.
So me and my brother were like, okay, if we can find like this cool middle ground between these two voices, he'd make for a great Akihiko, and he does. Although the one thing to go up against was the fact that the previous voice of Akihiko was Liam O'Brien.
I've been waiting for this. Don't tell me it's resistant to almighty attacks. Well, I guess that's one way to go. Okay, now! This is it! Good night! Let's go! My turn. Here, nice try. I owe you one. KO! Damn you! I won't lose. Don't mess with me. Use this. Nice try!
Which is also an issue when it comes to recastings, the fact that the new actors now will be completely compared to previous actors in their performances, where sometimes the actor may be trying to do a sound-alike, so like Dead by Daylight, where Wesker had to be, the actor was told to do a sound-alike like DC Douglas.
Let's finish this. Your feeble attempts only delay the inevitable. Farewell, old friend. Poor performance indeed. Are you trying to make me angry? You will not live to see the dawn. 7 minutes is all I could spare to play with you.
Poor performance indeed. There's no point in hiding. You're merely postponing the inevitable. Are you trying to make me angry? 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
But here it's more about trying to do their own spin. I feel like Alejandro does a very good job of doing his own spin as Akihiko and everything, but many people still despise him to this day, especially since this day and age many people, thanks to the power of YouTube, do try to learn tools of trade of many different professions through YouTube or start out there, which at this point gets people so much hate looked down upon if they're freaking a person who at some point may have started out on YouTube as seen as illegitimate voice actor. And last time I checked, voice actors were either people pulled from the street, people pulled from the office, or a live-action actor or theater performer just pulled in going, hey, can you voice a character for us? Cool, thanks, bye. For example, Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright, for the longest time, was played by Ben Judd. And Ben Judd was a localizer at Capcom who did a voice role for Phoenix Wright. And the way, even though he had just a few lines of just saying, objection, hold it, and take that, people freaking loved his performance and constantly use it for memes and stuff, but it was their idea of Phoenix Wright.
Objection! Hold it! Take that!
Although when Phoenix Wright needed to have way more of a voice role, instead Sam Riegel became the new voice of Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Don't you worry. I've got a trusty new partner on board.
But many people still associate Phoenix with Ben Judd's performance, even if he at the time was a localizer and wasn't exactly a voice actor or anything. I believe also the Japanese dub for Godot, he also is voiced by Hideki Kamiya, who's also not exactly a voice actor, but it's like, hey, these are characters who don't speak much, so we can get some people to just do some lines, and sometimes those lines become big and legendary. You also have games with creative characters that will give you multiple options for a voice, with the one I'll go with being for Saints Row 2, and how they give you 3 options for male player and 3 options for female player, with my favorite of voices being provided by Charles Shaughnessy, which is the British voice of the game. But the cool aspect is the fact that each actor does provide their own little aspect when it comes to the voice lines. Like how, I believe it was Ken Michael, who would have subtitle will say alright, will actually pronounce the line as I, and Charles Shaughnessy, when his voice line says man, will actually instead say mate. It's just little details like that where each of the actors bring their own little style when it comes to the voice acting. Even lines that can be said rather quickly by one actor can instead have a bit more pause and exaggeration by a different actor, and just really brings the character to life, and how these distinct 6 voices all have their own distinct personality, which is a cool way of having voice actors for create a character system when it comes to that.
Damn it!
What the hell did you do, boss? The Somni are tearing our place apart.
Shandy, you're not here, so how am I hearing you?
Shandy, this plastic box stole your voice.
Shandy, me siento bien.
That sounds like fun. I've had a crazy day too. This limo picked me up, and there was this guy named Mr. Nice or something.
What is a leprechaun doing in this phone?
Holy shit, are you high?
And of course, with the advent of voice acting came also people getting upset for various reasons, such as people who may not like the fact if, let's say, a character's voice doesn't match up with what they imagined them, which is unfair complaint at all. People get upset if there's only one voice track in a game, primarily if it's a game that only has a voice track in a language they don't speak, which, once again, kind of a more fair thing. I see some people get upset at the fact that most RPGs don't have full voice acting, but it's also a case of not only just the cost of it, but also, does every line need to be voice acted? Does it actually benefit the game? Like, Yakuza 6 is the only Yakuza entry that fully voices every line, but it's a game that doesn't really benefit from it, and will probably have you at points just reading a line and then just coming to the next thing. It also means scenes that take longer, since that needs to be fully voiced out instead, kind of thing. Or something like Persona 3 Real, like I mentioned earlier, which now, because everything's fully voiced, now needs to give a nickname to the player where they didn't really have one before. So the nickname just being Leader. But because of that, some have gotten annoyed at how often the characters will refer to a player as Leader because of it. In the same way in Persona 4, some people didn't like how often characters like Kanji and Rise will refer to the main character as Senpai, because that's a call you something, and so they went with, oh, you're the upperclassmen, gonna treat you with more respect. But it's poor people got pissed the idea. In Persona 5, Royal specifically brought in Kasumi Yoshizawa, who also calls the main character Senpai, and people got mad about it. Where most characters just call you Joker, since that's just your title as a Phantom Thief, so people were more fine with that, so it was just a name, rather than, oh, they call you by title, I need to call you Leader, I need to give you some voice line or something. When before, there would be no voice line, so they could just have the text say the name you put in, and then instead of having it like that, you read it off. But now I need to do something and the character doesn't talk or does not have a canonical name. Speaking of which, because the advent of voice acting, there are people who also get mad if the main character doesn't talk at all. Even back in older games where there was no voice acting, people still get upset if the main character does not have a speaking role, because they want the main character to feel like a character, even if, you know, a lot of the time they're there to represent you, so it's you projecting yourself onto the character. But even with that, some people are like, no, I want this character to speak, I want their own performance and everything, where instead, maybe they get some few lines, or maybe they only talk when it comes to combat, specifically, and not actual cutscenes, but some people don't like that. Hell, there are many people nowadays who don't even like if a game doesn't even have voice acting, period. Or, on the flip side, the last talked about aspect is that because of the advent of technology and making lip syncs, proper mouth movements and everything, it makes it to where doing more dubs becomes way more tedious, because now you need to make new lip flaps for the new voice lines in order to have the actors give a better performance. Or sometimes, a lot of times actually, they'll just have the characters match whatever lip flaps are done, so the voice lines can sound awkward or even get cut off as a result. But that old method, especially back in the PS2 days, did mean it could have more voice tracks since the mouth movements weren't anything specific and were just super basic.
No sé si deberíamos decírtelo. Vaya, ¿qué espada más rara llevas ahí?
¡Es la llave espada!
Ya veo. Así que eso es una llave espada. Y supongo que tú debes de ser el elegido.
¿Y qué si lo soy?
Me pregunto si no cambiará de opinión cuando te derrote.
So that's also an interesting flip side, the fact that it meant more things could have more language dubs, but nowadays people just treat the world as there's people who speak English and there's people who speak Japanese, and that's all we need in a video game, I guess. Even though I started this video by highlighting freaking Spanish voice acting, for example. My pet peeve of a game only has one voice track that's not in the language or the text is the fact that, okay, you better be subtitling everything via localization, because otherwise it's going to get very annoying if there's dialogue going on and I don't know what they're saying because you decided to subtitle it, but you went with the option to not get an English dub. Like Blaze Blue Central Fiction. The previous Blaze Blue games all had an English dub that was beloved, but Central Fiction decided not even to tell the voice actors they weren't even going to come back for the sake of having the game release faster, but they also didn't subtitle stuff such as the character interactions during fights, so there's a lot of fun interactions that just don't have any voice acting whatsoever. It's one of those things that annoy the hell out of me. It's like, if you're gonna omit an English dub, you better be translating every time a character speaks then. Otherwise, what are we doing here? Also gotta bring up when it comes to the Xenoblade franchise, because they were localized in Europe, the actors were allowed to keep their accents, when normally a lot of dubs would have European accents, just translated American. Like I said earlier in this video, Heavy Rain, the actors had to hide their French accents, try to sound more American, even if they weren't, kind of thing, because that was the game setting. But it's one of those things where they got to keep their accents, and people do enjoy these Xenoblade dubs for it.
Anyone can activate it. The problem is controlling it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I intend to do. This time, it's my turn! Ryan, you got my back?
Of course! Leave it to me!
I'm ready for anything. I'll trash any mechon that tries to mess with us.
I'd feel better going with you boys than sitting at home worrying about you. We will save Colony 9!
But things came to a head with Xenoblade 2, where they had good actors, just bad voice direction that could have been better.
Oh, please. What a cliche.
Yeah!
Rex?
Ah! You're gonna pay for this, for Thunder!
No. You have to go.
You're a pain in the ass, little shit!
The issue wasn't that, or at least for me wasn't that, it's the part where people then got mad when others then preferred to play the game with the Japanese voice tracks, with some even highlighting how several of the voice actors in the JP track are actually more well-known established anime voice actors, so people are like, oh, recognize this person's performance from this, this, and this.
야래. 돈다 잡았다.
Rex?
And the English side of the fandom got mad because of the idea. Not just the idea of playing a game in Japanese apparently makes people mad for some reason. It's also the aspect of people apparently claim that playing a Xenoblade title in Japanese, quote unquote, makes it generic. Define generic other than the fact that it's in Japanese, because that's the sole catalyst people put. The fact that it's not with European actors meant the voice acting is now worse for. It's now just some, generic anime game. And it's like, the same people get mad at people calling Xenoblade just a generic anime game are now the ones calling Xenoblade a generic anime game because of the Japanese voice track. So that's a case where it's freaking cool that European actors got to keep their accents, everything, but the fandom now makes it to seem that's the only thing worthwhile, not any of the actual performances in the games themselves. You also the fact that English voice actors also just don't get respect by anyone really, whether it be the game industry or the fact that doing stuff like commercials, for what people say, tends to pay more than dubbing an entire 100-hour-long RPG, or even how people typically reside in Texas, because a lot of more Western projects get their voice talent from Texas companies, and the Western projects tend to pay them more than the dubbing for international projects, kind of thing. Also, the fact that for many years people were constantly mad at hearing quote-unquote the same actors over and over, because of the fact that those actors became big, like, Troy Baker, Nolan North, Laura Bailey, or some of the names people get mad about, Yuri Lowenthal, because of how many roles they've been in, to a point where many companies would just default to them. I mean, as an insult to them, I mean, some companies would just give the F up and just go, I don't know, hire a Troy Baker guy, kind of thing. Which, even Troy Baker was kind of tired of being put in everything, kind of thing. But one of those things where they became big, and some people were just annoyed at constantly seeing them in so many different video game projects and everything, and wanted to hear new voices, but at the same time people also get mad about hearing new voices because, like I said, nowadays, a lot of people get practice stuff from YouTube projects, and people don't like that either, so where is the winning? You also have fear of these voice actors becoming so big that they won't reprise their roles in earlier projects. Like, Troy Baker, for example, has been in many smaller anime projects or anime games, like Tons of Vesperia. He played Yuri Lowell, but he wasn't brought back for Definitive Edition because Bandai Namco just assumed he'd say no, and he was bummed out because he loved playing that character, and instead they had Grant George, who's also a good voice actor, and some do actually prefer his rendition of Yuri Lowell, but it's the fact that they instead decided to just mishmash them, where sometimes we'll hear Troy Baker, sometimes we'll hear Grant George.
It'll take more than this to keep him down. He'll come.
Oh, Patty's here.
Did you have a look at what your grandpa left behind?
If Judy will clue us in on what she knows, things might clear up.
Judy. I wonder if she'll tell us.
I don't know. It's up to her whether she'll talk or not.
And it's never consistent, which is such a sad thing to now just happen. I didn't even ask him. Or how the game Catherine by Atlas did get back the actors in order to do new lines, so it does show how people like Laura Bailey, Yuri Lowenthal, Troy Baker will come back for projects. What a Final Fantasy, a smaller scale spin-off project for Final Fantasy, brought back the voice actors for the characters and everything, which included Laura Bailey, Troy Baker, Yuri Lowenthal for this one entire thing. Also, Rick Gomez, What a Final Fantasy Maxima, being the last time Rick Gomez ever got to voice Zack Fair.
I'll protect my honor.
As soldier! Come and get it!
The maiden? No. The Night Queen was for...
You guys seriously just saved my life. Oh, the name's Snow. I came to butt kick the big jiggle lurking in this swamp.
before he got replaced by Caleb Pierce in the Final Fantasy VII Remake projects. I remember when we got trailer footage showing off Snow, people were actually so excited, happy that Troy Baker reprised his role, because even the fans assumed that, oh, he's so big now that he wouldn't return to a Final Fantasy project, let alone a small-scale one. But no, he likes playing Snow, so he's back playing Snow for the Final Fantasy, and it's great to have him back. All the other VAs reprising their roles and everything. Except for some of them, it was the last time they got to play those roles before getting replaced when it comes to Final Fantasy VII characters, anyway. Now, I brought up how much disrespect English voice actors can get, but I don't take into account also every voice actor that's not speaking in English, because even big award shows like the Game Awards only award the voice actors when specifically for roles that involve speaking English. Like, you don't really see like Japanese actors or anything get listed at all. You don't really see international actors at all get listed for the Game Awards. You'll see international projects and worldwide releases and games like that. You'll see Japanese games, mostly Japanese actors. That's one of those weird aspects that people don't really bring up when even award shows just don't really mention them, despite being, here's an award show to celebrate the entire world of video games and everything, only if the actor speaks English. I've seen some people say, well, do people of different regions care about voice actors outside their region? But some saying they don't. Because I say, counterpoint, the Kingdom Hearts Final Mixes use the English voice acting track when it comes to the Final Mix release in Japan on the PS2. On top of the fact that Final Fantasy X-2, when they got a formerly Japan-only PS2 re-release of more content, they actually brought back the English actresses to actually do new lines in Japanese. It's also why you play the 10 to the international version nowadays via remaster. Sometimes you go into a fight, the characters will just start speaking Japanese when you're using one of the new dress spheres. And it's one of those things where people liked the English performers.
Yuna, marimasu. Zenkai de iku yo.
Yuri Loto Japan was heavily liked for his role as Yosuke Persona 4 because of how well he lined up with the JP voice actor and everything. So, yes, there are in fact cases where people do enjoy the voice roles outside of their region. Just like how something for the West, where some people prefer to only enjoy a project in the voice it was filmed in. It's a Chinese film, people want it only in with Chinese actors. Yakuza, many people only play Yakuza with the Japanese voice track because it was designed for that. Even though Yakuza, so Like a Dragon, does actually redo the script for the English voice track to make it sound natural, it's still a game that's Japanese and everything, so for people, they prefer the Japanese voice track. I mentioned earlier, Xenoblade 2, where Xenoblade 2 script only includes the script for the English voice track, which meant when you play in Japanese, these subtitles will occasionally not match what the Japanese dub is actually saying, with one of those cases where you wish there was a subtitle track for the Japanese dub, since terms change, character names can change, and stuff like that, put on the voice track, but you don't really have that option, sadly, in that case, so it's kind of one of those things, you know? And now for the last thing I want to mention, which is the fact that I swear, no matter how good a performer can actually be, people will always prefer comedically bad voice acting to genuinely good voice acting. So like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I mentioned earlier, has an infamously terrible English voice track, but they later redubbed it with new actors when it got re-released on PSP as part of the Dracula X Chronicles, is what it was called. And people, well, recently, when it came to social media, got mad, acting as if suddenly this terrible voice track is now suddenly this actually genius voice track when it wasn't at all. Like, what?
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk.
How about you?
All I'm here for is you. To hell with your heresy! You're nothing but a blight on mankind.
Ha! Mankind! A cesspit of hatred and lies! Fight for them then, and die for their sins!
Or claiming that the PSP voice track just isn't that good in comparison, which, you're lying to me. There is some aspect of localization that the English for the PS1 version did make some choices that were interesting, like having Dracula quote the Bible was an interesting aspect to include for the PS1 version that's omitted in the PSP release. But the PSP release does keep the more freaking theater drama aspect of the Japanese voice track, is the fact that the PSP version isn't overly goofy with it like the original PS1 voice track. That's the main difference. But even to this day, people still prefer the PS1 voice track, or even projects, these Castlevania, will still reference that version. Because Lost in the Shadow 2 references Symphony of the Night's PS1 dub. Smash Bros. Ultimate's trailer for Simon & Richter references the PS1 dub of Symphony of the Night. It's the one that's more well known. Resident Evil tends to have comedically bad voice actings for its earlier outings, but when Resident Evil 1 got remade on GameCube, people actually got mad that it omitted all the goofy lines and stuff from the original, claiming that now it feels too generic and everything. It's one of those things where I swear people just prefer a comedically bad line or delivery to an actual good one.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life. Barry.
That was a close one. A second late, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
Really?
And everything. Like, people want the famously goofy bad stuff over an actual good performance, and I that's all I believe, because no one can convince me otherwise. No one can change my mind that people actually would rather have a better performance, everything. You know, to the fact that some of those actors still do reprise their roles, not reprise their roles, but also are beloved by the fans, or also, in the case of like Symphony of the Night, Alucard's VA did get a role in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, giving us similar performance to how he did in the PS1 dub of Symphony of the Night. So that shows how people loved it so much that they went, nah, I want more of this, and they went, okay, we're gonna give you more of this as a fun little tidbit and everything. Or how it made Silent Hill 2, where people still debate whether or not is Silent Hill 2's bad dub actually genius with the setting and tone, or is it just bad?
Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me.
Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me.
The answer, it's just bad. But it's bad that works, you know? It's one of those things where sometimes people debate if a bad dub is a bad dub, or if it's actually genius. That's all I gotta say about this. The rest of this video, just gonna be excerpts of select lines or scenes from video game voice acting that me and my friends like, and we kind of accidentally proved my thesis right about people preferring a comedically bad voice acting to generally good voice acting kind of thing. And there will be a screen up that should be up, because some of the things we go over are spoilers for several games, so I should have that up for the games being used for this tidbit. Alright, the rest of the video will just be that. Alrighty then, good day. I should forgot to mention, go out there, play games with voice acting, without voice acting, or maybe you're one of those people who plays without voice acting, so you and your friends can instead do your own voices for the characters, which many people do enjoy doing and everything. We just make up their own voices. That's just like a fun little tidbit, because it makes the game experience more unique to them and their friend group and having fun, you know? So go out there, play games with about voice acting, and hopefully in the dubs you prefer. Alrighty then, Good day.
Yours is the last body we need to be reborn. The makers must be absorbed. And then he's like, the makers? You mean me? But Strauss said we could destroy the marker. And then she goes, not if we consume you first. And then he hits the ultimate all-time favorite line that I fucking love and I felt to my core.
God damn it, I trusted you! Fuck you! I fucked your
Best line ever.
Anything else can I say?
No, that's it.
Sorry, hold on. Are there any particular lines you like the most?
Let's just start with the intro. Like, okay, it sets up what you're getting into. Everything about it is jank. The first thing you hear, I need to get my composure for this. I'm sorry.
It's that bad.
It's not the shit. It's out there.
Nice of the princess to invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi? I hope she made lots of spaghetti. Luigi, look!
I don't want to be too mean, but I don't want to be too nice either.
Like, it's a case of with better directing, it would be fun.
Yeah, like the effort is there. It's just. I can't think of a good explanation. But let's just say there's a reason why these scenes show up in like YouTube poops a lot back in the day.
We gotta find the princess. And you gotta help us. If you need instructions on how to get through the hotels, check out the enclosed instruction book.
It is like just phenomenally cheesy, you know?
That's what you're talking about? Oh my god.
And nice of the princess to invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi?
I know those fucking clips, yes. And then Bowser laughing.
That's when the game Hotel Mario does on a CDI.
Oh my god.
Not the actors themselves were a problem, it was the way they're directed.
Yeah, like there is effort there.
How are we gonna find the princess with the power going out? Maybe there's a switch in one of the rooms. Remind me to check.
Except for, you know, the heads.
Lots of spaghetti.
I hope she made lots of spaghetti.
I feel like so good directing. I feel like it could work. Like the voice itself, the voices themselves, feel like they could work.
The thing is, like, it's not bad. It's funny bad.
Yeah.
Like,
so
it has its
everywhere
charm.
In early YouTube poops.
Yes.
Like, that's the type of bad voice acting, like the one that has charm, you know?
I don't know what part of the game this takes place in, but all I know is that it's when Kano throws Sonya off the cliff, and he thinks he's won. Then Jack shows up.
That's not Kano. That was Jarek who throws Sonya off. Oh no, so Sonya who throws Jarek off, and then Jarek throws Sonya.
Where is this going?
So you're thinking of the goofy scream.
A lot of people said it sounded like he says, "I'm so gay."
Like it goes from freaking.
Too late, Jarek. You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait. This is brutality. You can't do it. Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
Into the void.
I love that fucking part.
Like, how does one make that noise?
You poorly attempt to envision yourself falling from a cliff.
What do you make of these?
These? Seems to be energy resources. But I've never seen this type on Earth. I don't know where this energy came from, but cannot let it fall into Dr. Wowie's hands. You must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
But where is Dr. Wily?
That's a good question. We may be able to locate another energy emission from the radar room, When we find that meteor, we'll find Dr. Wowie.
Dr. Wowie! Dr. Wowie! Bro, the fact that he fucked up mid-line and they still kept that in there.
Twice.
Oh my god.
We may be able to.
Oh no. Oh.
No one ever used the scene where Mega Man gets freaking tortured by the villain and has to scream his lungs out for like a minute straight or so.
Oh god.
That's the most high-pitched wailing. But y'all know a lot, y'all know. Yeah, this was recorded in the same recording session that then do Mega Man X4.
Really?
Yes, the VA said on the same day they then had to go, great, now record for this other game for us, please.
Oh.
That's why Mega Man has the same voice. That's why I mentioned, that's why I did the high pitch. Now I'm serious. And we fall into a pit.
Time to get serious.
To fight you with this body, too. Magnificent. Goku Black Likey.
It wasn't even in the subtitle.
I know, Xenoverse is famous for having incorrect subtitles.
Famous, that's Bandai Namco's a problem.
Oh, okay.
That's a Bamco thing, a bad localization.
But yeah, that fucking line, holy shit. So that's all I have to say about it. It just made me fucking bust a kidney. Again, it was when it was new, and he was because the English dub of the anime had not caught up to the Black Ark yet. So he was improvising because they weren't caught up in the anime yet, but they brought the character early in Xenoverse. Which is why, in this game, it's famous for him sounding like Batman in bass and then turning absolutely British and rosé.
Oh, it cannot be!
This is from a major... This is from a major moment in the game. A major realization, and there's the line you get.
It cannot be! Oh, it cannot be!
Oh, it cannot be!
I need to know. At no point of the game is her voice acting that bad. But this one sequence. I need to know what happened.
Already knows.
I've been waiting for you, friends.
Goldman! Do you know what you're doing?
I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. Can't you see? Man committed a sin, disturbing the life cycle of nature. The original sin that man is responsible to protect the life cycle.
Oh.
I have made a creature to rule over mankind. This is the final battle. Show yourself, our new ruler, the Emperor.
They are definitely not a native English speaker, that's for sure.
No, it's fine. You just come into the office, get a quick paycheck, go home.
Oh, I'm just aging in real time. Look at that fucking video. Future gen consoles, Wii 2, PS4, Xbox 720.
Oh, yeah,
17 years ago.
Yeah, it's a classic video.
Vintage YouTube. Just got back home from middle school YouTube.
Yeah,
I remember seeing this video back in 2008. Oh.
You just
For
can't.
protect the life cycle.
Like, he says life properly the first time, and it absolutely botches it the second time.
Like, what? How do you even make that? Why do you pronounce that word? To protect the life cycle. Like, what? Did you, like, choke on saliva mid-sentence or something? What happened there?
Yeah, House of the Dead 2, particular voice acting is very infamous, and people constantly bring up.
Lightbringer! I'm the fucking universe!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's the bad ending of the game.
That's what
fucking universe!
That's what you were quoting before? I remember when you made an animation and he said that. Oh my god, that's what he was.
Yes. I mean, animation I did, he was just saying that because Risei's third persona. But yes, it is a quote for Loaded Dark reboot game.
I'm the light bringer. I'm the fucking universe.
In a game filled with cheesy dialogue, that's still the meme one.
I'm the fucking universe.
Iris!
Iris.
Zero.
Iris, hang in there.
Please, stay away from Repliforce. Let's live together in a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, it's only fantasy. There is no world just for Reploids.
I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist. With you.
Iris. 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 Iris! Iris. Iris.
No! This isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on! What am I fighting for?
So, not many know that the X8 VA for Zero actually decided to redub that line to see how it'll look.
I don't think that was that bad.
So this is an infamous freaking scene with horrible voice acting original that's now been redubbed with a voice actor who actually knows what he's doing.
Oh, so this was the redub, okay.
Yeah, that's the redub.
Now play the original.
I'm kind of curious, actually.
Christian just said that as if he was that one dude who went, now draw Daisy as an elephant.
Zero.
Hang in there, Iris.
Please, stay away from Repliforce. Let's live together in a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist with you.
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Oh, God.
It is one of the most infamous cases of bad voice acting.
Oh, God.
Why are you locked in the bathroom? You talking to me? Maybe you should try getting a job. Okay, where? Majestic 12. Maybe you should join Majestic 12 in a body bag. I have some good news for both of you. Okay? And I have contamination and mutants in my brain. Just another parasite.
I don't believe you. That's not real.
It is real. It is real.
I don't believe you. That's not real.
It is real.
I don't believe you.
Real. Yes.
You're lying to me.
No, I'm not. Bro, fucking OG fucking Deus Ex is so perfect.
That's a cleverly edited YouTube poop, and you're lying to me.
That's the same game that gave us this.
I'm going west until I run out of money or get to the ocean, whichever comes first.
Come on, Sam.
Oh my God, Daddy!
What a shame.
You can't really be. There must be something we can do.
He was a good man. What a rotten way to die.
Deus Ex is the gift that keeps on giving, man.
This game is not real.
Yes.
I was looking for some dog water.
Here we go.
Have to learn anything is that you have to tune out the noise. Only thing that matter is what happened between the lines. Do the work, listen to the coaches, and the result will take care of themselves. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the money, the nice hotel, the private jets. Remember that, and you will be fine. Okay.
I like how the subtitle said okay, and he says okay.
You're right. He's right. We got too much talent, and we work too hard to be playing like this.
We gotta get this train right back on track, real quick, like.
That's right. We all have that attitude. The train will be rolling in no time. Let's do it.
Yeah, we got all that attitude, man. Bruh, where's he walking to? He walked into the wall.
Who have thought? About what? That a young buck like you could actually do the right thing and avoid getting his sorry butt kicked out the game.
He told me to chill.
Sounds like a wise fella to win in this league. You need all hands on deck. Good call. Check it.
I got cut off.
This is
the
an
ref should have
English
checked
game.
himself. He was trash all
Why
night.
is the voice getting cut off?
Only thing we can control
You animate
there is
around
ourselves.
this.
Forget the ref, the fans, even the opponent. Handle your business, and the rest will take care of itself. All right?
I guess so.
I shall now convey the words of the Mighty One. He says,
"No problem, brah."
Okay.
It's like Mondo Heavy always getting in the way. So yeah, just yank it. It'll always grow back pronto anyway.
the Mighty One has spoken.
It can't be! No, it's not! This isn't real! This can't be real!
I did.
Fuck off! You did this?
I thought he said
If
fuck
she
off.
were awake, I'm sure this would have made for a touching reunion. How unfortunate.
PS2 voice acting at its finest. Also, saying through this, I realized I kind of proved my own thesis right. We all chose to prioritize the bad voice acting over actual good ones. We don't actually want good voice acting in a video game.
I threw a few good ones.
One.
We all chose the bad ones.
I did more than one.
We all chose the bad English voice acting. Because we found them more memorable than the actual good voice acting. Oh, I never really proved myself right.